Hi, in this week's video I'm going to be tackling the slightly controversial topic of can you clean a soft top convertible with a pressure washer? So it turns out this is yet another topic that a lot of car fans are really divided about and feel quite strongly about. On the one side, if you Google it up, then on a lot of forums you'll see people saying absolutely not. And unsurprisingly, a lot of manufacturers of products for cleaning these soft tops adamantly say not to pressure washer a soft top as well. And on the other side of the argument, I found a really interesting post on piston heads where a lot of people had a lot of success of using a pressure washer to clean one of these soft tops. And not only that the pressure washer succeeded where cleaning products and scrubbing and other things had failed. And then just to add to that, I actually have a good friend who absolutely swears that pressure washing a soft top works. He's had dozens of convertibles and he's in the motor trade, so he seems to know what he's talking about. So today I'm going to be pressure washing this soft top and I'm going to be sensible about it. I'll show you the precautions that I'm doing, and then also I'm going to clean it and protect it. And as always with my videos, I'll be using as few tools and products as possible to hopefully get a great result. Okay, so let's have a look at this roof so that we can see what the condition of it is, and then we can judge if we're successful at the end or not. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a bit of mold that's gotten into the roof. So the worst bit's actually this back bit. Well, there's quite a bit of mold in other areas of the roof, so you can see it across the top as well. Okay, so since... Oops. Okay, so since the roof is really dry at the moment, I'm just going to give it a good soak down just with the hose, and that'll hopefully start loosening off this a little bit before I start pressure washing. Okay, so this is my little Karcher pressure washer that I'm going to use. I think it's called a K3. And basically this pressure washer has an adjustment on it for how soft or hard it sprays. So this is the softest. So you can see that's pretty weak. But now I can keep adjusting it until it's a little bit harder. And you see that's quite severe. So I'm going to back it off a little bit. Something like that. So that's the first precaution that I'm taking. And now when I start to use it on the soft top roof, I'm going to avoid being directly, jetting directly into the fabric. It's always going to be at an angle, so hopefully it's blowing away. And also I'm never going to use it when I'm too close to the surface. I'm always going to keep it at least a good 12 inches away. Right, so let's start giving it a go and see how we get on with it. I'm going to zoom you in so that you can see all of these green flecks that are in there, and hopefully we'll see if it starts shifting them. And I'll be honest, it does seem to be working. So hopefully you can see a very distinct line here where I've jet washed the green stuff away, and you can see where I stopped, and this is still to do. And it didn't seem overly harsh, to be honest, so I'm going to keep going with it. There are further steps to do once I finish the jet washing process. There's going to be cleaning and then also protecting this canvas roof. The other thing I'm trying to do is not direct the pressure too much onto seams and onto seals, because obviously that could cause it to link inside. So I'm trying not to overlap that too much. So that's again another little precaution that I'm trying. Yeah, and here's what the top of the roof looks like, and I'm hoping to get this to come up as nice as possible. See, it's not terrible, but there's quite a lot of green flecks in it. Okay, so I've done about an hour of blasting on the roof. You probably saw me up the ladders because it got really awkward trying to lift it up above your head, and just some short steps helped a lot. It's looking a lot better. I'll get the camera turned round and we'll have a good look. So now let's jump into the car, because the other risk with pressure washing a soft top is forcing water past the seals and making the car wet inside. So, we can have a look at that too. Looking good so far. It's all dry on here, isn't it? Just going to check the parcel shelf at the back of the car. Yeah, that's looking okay. The other side, left rear, nice and dry on there. Passenger side, door, yeah, that's all right. And of course the dashboard, that's looking good too. That's all looking pretty good, so pretty happy with that. So I'm pretty happy with how clean that convertible roof came up, and so now I'm going to move to the next stage, which is washing it really thoroughly. And I'm going to use washing up liquid. And I wouldn't normally advocate using washing up liquid on a car for any reason, but actually in this case it's perfect, because washing up liquid removes grease and oils and things like that, and that's what I want to get off that roof before I apply a waterproofer to protect that roof again. So obviously you could use a normal car shampoo, but just about all of them come with some kind of wax in them these days, and that wax will get into the fibers of the roof and then it'll stop the waterproofing from adhering to it properly. And the thing that I'm going to use to clean the roof, if I can get all the suds off of it, is this really soft brush. So it really is soft. You don't want to use any kind of hard bristle brush on the roof because it'll just make it fluff up. So I just gave all of the roof a really good brush with the soapy water. Yeah, now I'm just going to give it a really good rinse down. Make sure I wash away all those suds. So that's it for today. I think the pressure washer did a great job of getting this convertible soft top roof really clean. But the reason I'm stopping now is because this has to be completely dry before we move to the next stage. So I'm going to leave it overnight and I'll see you in the morning. Okay, so it's the next morning. So let's have a look at our roof now. It's had time to dry and see what the situation is. Okay, so I wouldn't say the roof is absolutely spotless, but it's just many times better than it was. So for me, pressure washing a convertible roof absolutely worked. I wouldn't do it all the time because I think there's actually a risk of the fibers fluffing up if you were jet washing it every time you washed the car. Now we're not done yet, because now that we've got this roof all nice and clean, we want to keep it that way. So what I've got here is a convertible roof protector, and it's got mold and mildew inhibitor as well. So let me show you how to apply this, and then we'll be ready for some nice weather. So the first thing we need to do is just decant this into a container. So this is a 1 litre bottle, and apparently it'll do a large convertible car. And then you're meant to just give it a stir up to make sure it's all mixed up properly, especially if the bottle's been sitting around a while. And you should apply the waterproofer on a nice dry day, but when it's not too hot. So an overcast day like this is perfect for it. And now all we have to do is make a start in the middle of the roof, and then working our way to the front and the back and the sides. And you just have to make sure that the fabric is fully wetted out. And it's also recommended to work quite quickly, because you want it to be all nice and even and all wetted out at the same time. Now, as well as waterproofing the roof, this stuff actually evens out the colour as well, so it brings back some of the original colour. So it'll make this roof look even newer, as well as protecting it from rain and from mold and mildew. Now, if you get any of the liquid just onto the trim or the paintwork, it's a good idea to have a damp cloth handy and just wipe it away straight away. You'll notice I'm just working up the curves, because you can control the liquid running off a little bit better. And then I've just got my cloth down at the bottom to try to catch stuff. And I'm just making sure that I overlap in the middle, because the last thing I want is a stripe down the middle that hasn't been done. Okay, so that's the main roof up here done. I just have this small section to do at the back. It's just more of the same really, a little bit more awkward around the glass and with the wiping though. I'm just going to start at the top in the middle and then work my way out. Okay, so that's the roof all done now. And what I'll do now is I'll walk around now with a damp cloth again, because basically, because it's a curved surface and because it was all fully saturated, liquid will be running down to the edges. So it's always worth going round again with the cloth. So while I'm doing that, another Phil will step in and summarize the video for you. Okay, so that's how to clean a convertible soft top roof with a pressure washer and then to waterproof it for longevity. So I hope this video helped some of you out there, and if it did, then please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content by me, please consider subscribing, and maybe I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.